All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, Gervonta Tank Davis lets Adrien Broner and other boxers have it over the new fad, even though it very well may be real, about mental health and making excuses for getting out of fights. Let's talk about what Gervonta Davis had to say in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the drama around Adrien Broner. Gervonta Tank Davis absolutely rips Adrien Broner over the issue that came out today with him pulling out of the fight with Omar Figueroa. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you guys so much for your support. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, which we pretty much do on a daily basis in the live stream and in the video format. So make sure you guys check that out. All right, man. Adrien Broner pulls out of the Omar Figueroa fight, which was supposed to be this Saturday I do believe it was going to be in Hollywood, Florida. A fight that he had been talking about, wanting to make, for a long time, was upset about how long it took to get the fight, signed up and finalized and all of that. But once, it gets finalized, everybody's looking forward to the fight. He pulls out, and he says he pulls out because he's experiencing mental health related issues. Well, Gervonta Davis ain't trying to hear none of that. And he says, look, boxers got to stop using this mental health ish to get out of stuff. Your ASS just a BITCH. Man, that is straight up old school thought process right there. And it is something that, you should expect. If Adrien Broner doing this, he should definitely expect from a lot of people, because not a lot of people understand what that is to go through that particular situation. Also, Gervonta's not the only person to kind of lay in on that a little bit. Errol Spence Jr. also said that in response to what Danny Garcia and his father said about suffering anxiety before their fight with Errol Spence Jr. A couple years ago. Errol Spence Jr. was not happy at all about him mentioning that, and his team, Danny Garcia's team, mentioning that and saying, "Look, man, don't make these excuses. Don't make excuses. The better man won, right?" And then Danny Garcia comes back and says, "No, man, no excuses. I was going through what I was going through. It is what it is. But you were the better man. The better man won that evening." Now, the big difference also, I do believe, who else was said, somebody else said something related, to mental health related issues. Ryan Garcia mentioned something about it as a reason why. I do believe he may either pulled out of the Fundora fight, originally pulled out of I think maybe in the Jojo Diaz fight that he pulled out of, saying, citing the same type of issue, right? So, Adrien Broner is not the only one to do this, and it does seem like people are using that and saying that a lot more often. Tyson Fury had mentioned that also some years ago, conveniently when this dude tested positive for performance enhancing drugs. So, I'm not going to completely write off what Gervonta Davis has to say, because it is an easy out. You know what I mean? And not an easy out like, it's not an easy thing to go through, right? But I would not be surprised if people were starting to use that, as a way to get sympathy in the media related to them not wanting to do something, right? I'm thoroughly convinced that was the case with Tyson Fury. Not saying that Tyson Fury, I know for certain whether Tyson Fury was suffering from something or not. Like I said, a lot of people go through that. However, a lot of people go through that, and a lot of people go through that in silence and pretty much fight through or what with it, or if they can't do it, they don't say anything about it. For a long time, people wouldn't do it because there was such a stigma around it, and there's a stigma around it still. To this day, there's a stigma around it. So me personally, I'm a little bit caught in between. Haven't experienced that stuff before. I know that it is a very, very hard, tough situation, to be in, just, especially depending on the severity, for different people, right? But, people got problems, they have problems. But just like, you should understand when people are, going through that, and they very well may not, you know, uh, you know, do the things that you want them to do. The people that are suffering through that or have that should also understand that not everybody is going to buy it. Not everybody's really going to be concerned about it. Now, I think that the way that you reconcile is you don't allow somebody like Adrien Broner shouldn't allow Gervonta Davis to stigmatize him or make him feel bad. If that really is the situation. However, it's to be expected. And because from the outside looking in for Gervonta Davis, he may say, look, man, I go through a lot of stuff myself, but I don't allow that, to get in the way of the things that I'm doing, to keep my commitments and, thus and such. Right. So it's just a really, really hard situation, man. But, my tendency is to feel, is to have understanding with people that say that that's the case because, it is a stigma around it and it's something that is very, very rampant in societies, So I'm not saying that Adrien Broner is a bad guy or whatever. However, I will say this: I do believe, that if other people get a sense that he's not being authentic with it for whatever reason, right? Either they like Omar Figueroa, who says, Adrian, you just weren't serious about now. And honestly, Omar Figueroa himself went through some type of mental health issues, right? And he's saying don't use that as an excuse because you weren't really taking your training camp serious. You weren't really ready to fight. Don't use that as an excuse, right? Same thing Gervonta Davis is saying, but at the end of the day, only Adrien Broner knows. So it is what it is, and Adrian is going to pay the price for that more than likely in the form of not getting other fights that he wants. His boxing career may not continue to go forward because people are saying because Showtime and PBC be like, look, man, that's the last straw. You're just unreliable. And also, the ramifications of what other people think about him. You can't control what other people think about you regardless of whether or not you're telling the truth or you're not. But that's real hardcore out of there for Gervonta Davis, I got to say. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. With that, I'm out. Deuces.